What's going on, guys? Nekoyami here, back again today with another X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Now today I'm battling against a guy that I found on the Wi-Fi room of Pokemon Showdown. I tend to stay there a lot for Pokemon battles. It's just really awesome and fun to find different people, just with different strategies and teams. Now today I am bringing a Ferrothorn, Excadrill, Sylveon, Mega Manectric, Gastrodon, and Talonflame. My opponent is bringing a Mega Gardevoir, a Hawlucha, a Darmanitan, a Crawdon, a Dusclops, and a Donphan. Now, I was looking at his team, and immediately I realized that I do not have knockoff on any of my Pokemon, and that Dusclops is going to be a problem. I'm going to have to chip damage, stall it out, toxic stall, whatever. I had to do something with it. I knew that was going to be the big problem. The other big problem was I needed to make sure that I keep rocks off the field for Talonflame to come in late game and kind of clean things up, just as what it does. And I figured it would be great for just to keep the field clear for Talonflame. And that Donphan Sturdy is always going to be a problem. I was a little afraid of the just crazy amounts of power that he was bringing. I mean, my Mega Manectric's Intimidate sure does come in handy in this battle. I mean, I gotta say, this was just a great battle. We're just gonna get into it and see how it goes. I mean, just guys, I mean, this was an amazing battle. I had so much fun. It was 27 turns, which I felt was really, really short for the amount of fun and just experience that I had in this battle. Alright, he leads off with his Shiny Donphan. I still don't like the coloration of Shiny Donphan. And I lead off with my Ferrothorn. We're just going to trade rocks, which is perfectly fine. If anything, he could have gone for an Earthquake. But, I mean, what that accomplished on the defensive wall. So, he goes for an Earthquake on this turn. And I decide, you know, I was predicting him to switch out. And I thought about going for the Thunder Wave. But then I was just like, nah, I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed. He doesn't have a Grass type on his team, so Leech Seed's going to get, something's going to get seeded and get a little bit of chip damage on it. So I decided that would be the best course of action, and of course it does. I get a little bit of HP back, and then he goes for the Rapid Spin. I'm not quite sure why he thought this would be a good idea. It hurts him more than it hurts me. I can just get my rocks back up, and he takes Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet damage, which really, really, really was nice. And I'll be honest, I was predicting a switch here. So that's why I went Thunder Wave. And I was a little confused at the end of this turn when I completely forgot that he Rapid spins away Leech Seed. He goes for the Earthquake in. He's just trying to wear down my Ferrothorn just enough to where something else can come in and take it out. He gets the leftovers back at the end of the turn, and I'm sitting here just lovely after just. This is just a really good spot for me right now. I feel like I'm in control of the battle. He goes for another Earthquake, which knocks me down below half, which is unfortunate for me, but at the same time, I'm okay with it. I get a critical hit here, which honestly I was kind of surprised that it did that little. Then again, I remembered that Donphan is a really, really defensive Pokemon. Here, he's going to go for the Rapid Spin. He knows his Donphan's going to go down at the end of this turn, and he's going to take himself out with the Rocky Helmet damage. Unfortunately. So his Donphan is down, his Rapid Spinner's down. I go for the Power Whip. Honestly, here I should have gone for the Stealth Rocks, because that would have just completely hindered his team. Oh wait, I forgot. Just like the last time, I forgot my rocks were already up. So I mean, I had nothing else to do. So I switch out into my other defensive wall because I know I was afraid of things like Talonflame and Darmanitan. Super Slug, the Gastrodon. I love this thing. I saw a really, really funny picture. With a Gastrodon, and it made me laugh, and it just maybe I might link to it in the description. He goes for the superpower here, and going by that damage, I'm just looking at it and I'm like, he has to be Choice Banded. I never really get that confirmation in the battle, but just basing it off that damage, he had to be Choice Banded. Here I thought about going for the Skull, I thought about staying and going for the Recover. But I figured the best thing to do was just to go back out into my Ferrothorn. He hits the thing, he hits it with Flare Blitz or Superpower. He's going to take a good chunk of his HP out as well. Laudia comes in with the Superpower as well, and for a moment there I'm like, am I fighting Shady Penguin? And I realized, you know, this guy, he was also, his Darmanitan was named Shofu, and I realized this guy is well versed on PokeTubers as well, which made me really, really happy to see. to be honest. I sent out my Mega Manectric. At the time, it's not a Mega because it hasn't been out yet, but I have no reason not to just... His Donphan's gone, and, I mean, I can just Volt Switch, get the Switch momentum on here, and get the, initiative here. He goes, Dusclops, I hate this thing. This thing poses so much problem. It had more screen time than any of his other Pokemon, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I have no reason not to just go for the Volt Switch. That would have taken out his Crawdaunt. Give me a little bit of that Mountain Dew. That would have taken out his Crawdaunt regardless, and that would have given me just a free switch into something else. I go back into Super Slug. I know a Will-O-Wisp is coming my way. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I don't have anything else on my team that really wants to take a Will-O-Wisp. Super Slug has Recover and Leftovers, so it would be best if Super Slug takes the Will-O-Wisp. Instead, he goes for the Confuse Ray. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not trying to make a pun here. That really did confuse me. I don't see a lot of Dusclops using Confuse Ray nowadays. It used to be something early in the gen, but this generation, but I really haven't seen it much nowadays. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just haven't seen much of it. And here comes the Will-O-Wisp. I was really hoping for, I think right here I went for a Scald. On the next turn, I went for a Scald. I knew I was going to have to go for a Recover, and the burn's going to start wearing me out, which is perfectly fine in my opinion. But, I mean, here's the confusion, and I hit myself in confusion. Oh well. I mean, I don't have a great attack stat anyway. He goes for the Nightshade, gives himself the one thing. Nightshade is probably the better. I think Dusclops can get Seismic Toss as well, but, you know, just Nightshade. You can get it easier, so it's probably for the best. I get confused here, and I managed to get off the Toxic, and this is a huge play here. And I cannot stress this enough, this Toxic damage starts to weigh it down. I thought about going for the Recovery here, but then again I realized that I am faster than this Dusclops, which is hilarious considering how slow Super Slug is. Gastrodon's space speed is like in the 40s if I'm not mistaken. It is slow. So, I get the burn damage, and it takes a good chunk. I think burn does 12.5% damage each turn, and thankfully here I get the Recover off, otherwise this would have been a completely different battle here. It really would have been. And he goes for the Nightshade again, trying to, you know, if I'd gotten confused, that would have been the enemy. He would have knocked me out, so that was the best choice to go for. If he'd gone for Pain Split, he would have given me HP, so Nightshade was the safest thing to go for. And most Dusclops, for their form of recovery, do carry Pain Split since they are carrying the Eviolite for the defense increase. He decides to withdraw, and I'm not sure what he was going to go into, but he goes out into his Hawlucha. And I realized at the team preview he only really had one, maybe two special attacking Pokemon. Actually, he had one, which was his Gardevoir, which is Mega Gardevoir, and then everything else was physical or set damage. It was really interesting to see, to be honest. That's why I needed to keep Super Slug alive. I just couldn't sacrifice this thing off. I know I can go for any. I know I can take any one hit here, even if it's Swords Dance. I know I can take one hit. Might go down to the burn at the end of the turn, but you know, whatever. I go for the Scald, hoping for the burn, and I get the burn, so he's back at neutral, which is a huge play for me, which is really helpful for me. I can't stress that enough. That burn's going to wear him down, and also put him in definite range for a KO on a Scald, regardless of damage rolls. He goes for the Sky Attack, which is smart. He's going to get that Burden boost with the Power Herb. Power Herb. And he misses the attack. I felt really sorry for him, to be honest. I thought that should have connected. But his Hawlucha goes down to the Scald, which is great for me, because that's another physical attacker I don't have to worry about. Keeping Super Slug around, and this thing is putting in all sorts of work. Just Scald, Toxic, and he brings back in the Dusclops. Here we go on another part of the stall battle. I am honestly not a huge fan of the stall, but that is okay. I go for the Earth Power. I figured it'd be a little more effective against the rest of his team than Scald. I might get a special defense drop. If I'd gotten the special defense drop, it would have been able to speed things up a little bit. He goes for the Pain Split here, which is smart. He gets his HP back. I was kind of hoping he had gone for Nightshade. I realized after I picked my move, he would never have gone for that. So unfortunately, I do have to It's gonna keep going stall. I go for the recover here, just to get that HP back. You know, it makes sense for me. Gotta get back up to near health. He goes for the Confuse Ray again. Of course, he's got to go for the Confuse Ray. And I know the reason why I'm not switching out here is because I know as soon as I switch out, he's gonna go for another Will-O-Wisp. I don't really have anything that can just take him down easy with, you know, 2 hits. So I really had to play the safe, and I had to wear him down enough. But at this point, I do feel that it is in my best interest to switch out to my Excadrill. Gonna take a little bit of Stealth Rocks damage, which honestly doesn't matter. 5 damage, psh, I mean, if I had Okasash, that would suck. But he goes for the Pain Split here, and since I don't have as much HP as Gastrodon, even though I really do have a lot of HP as an Excadrill, which is surprising, but I go for the Earthquake here. It is going to do a massive amount of damage. I knew a Will-O-Wisp was coming my way, but at the end of the next turn, I worked around this for me. I mulled it over for a few seconds, and I figured from the toxic damage, and it was just even... I could stay. It would be alright for my Excadrill to get burned, as much as I wouldn't want it. The Earthquake is going to take it down at the end of the next turn. Pain Split wouldn't have gotten him as much HP back, and the toxic damage would have taken him out. So this Excadrill did its work, did its job, and takes it out. And here, I was really debating. He goes out into his Crawdaunt, the Claudia the Crawdaunt, and I was really debating. I knew he was going to go for an Aqua Jet, because I do outspeed, and I was thinking, why stay in and sack off Pokemon I don't have to, and I can get a free boost with Storm Drain. Free boost with Storm Drain. I got 1.5 special attack. He's kind of screwed here, I'll be honest. Even though I have the burn, I do not use physical attacks on this thing. Super Slug's doing all the work today. Super Slug, go you. He goes for the knockoff, and this is going to hurt me. This is going to hurt me. This is honestly going to... This plays a huge part. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I go for the Scald, and I get the other burn. I get one more burn. Super Slug's parting gift. A burn to Claudia the Crawdaunt. I apologize, Shady. Love ya, but Claudia's got to go down. But, I realized Super Slug's done. Super Slug is done. Just no ways about it. I'm gonna die at the end of this turn. He's gonna go for a Flare Blitz. He doesn't want to lower his attack, and I don't think he felt comfortable with the Rock Slide. He needs something 100%, otherwise Scald probably would have taken him out. Super Slug goes down. Rest well, buddy. You did your job. So I go out into my Excadrill. I kind of wanted to... I thought about going into my Mega Manectric, but at the same time I wasn't sure if he was Scarfed. Or I thought maybe he was Scarfed for some reason, and then I remembered he was definitely banded, but I wanted to get a little bit more chip damage off on him. Just, you know, I knew I was going to outspeed. So, but, that's for the Flare Blitz, but that recoil damage is a big part of why I went out, because I knew at this range that my Mega Manectric could come in and kind of start to get the Intimidate off, Volt Switch, and take him out. If not, then I can go into something that can take one hit, retaliate, aka my Talonflame, because I knew he was going to go for the Flare Blitz there. Fortunately for me, Shofu the Darmanitan goes down, and I go back out. I go out into my Talonflame, which is lovely, because I mean, I know I'm going to take Stealth Rocks damage, but that is okay. It keeps me above half, which honestly sometimes it confuses me. But anyway, he goes out into his Gardevoir, which I believe is his last remaining Pokemon. I get the leftovers at the end of the turn. He's gonna get, you know, Gale Wings. He doesn't have a Flying type move, so neither would he outspeed me. So Gardevoir is going to Mega Evolve. I love the design of Mega Gardevoir. Shiny Mega Gardevoir is, oh my god, beautiful, and I really wish I had one. I'm going to go in with the Brave Bird. I ran damage calcs here. I wasn't sure what was going to happen here, but after Stealth Rocks damage, there was no way a Mega Gardevoir could live this one hit. I live, and I do believe that is the game. Now guys, I hope you really enjoyed this battle as much as I did. It was a ton of fun. I really did enjoy this battle. I believe my opponent's Pokemon Showdown was Mega Metagross 101. Probably find him in the Wi-Fi room if you want to battle him. But with that being said, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. See you next time.